Hello there guys, it's Stephen here back with another video. It's the day before Manchester City play Chelsea in a big game at the Etihad. It's a huge game because Liverpool are probably going to beat Crystal Palace for them, which means we'll be 12 points behind. So we have to win this basically. We absolutely have to win it. They could drop points of course, but this is absolutely huge. Before going to the actual match preview, I want to say thank you as ever to OneFootball for continuing to sponsor this channel, continuing to be an incredible app as well with loads of Manchester City news, loads of Premier League news in general. So go and download it in the link in the description below. It's free. It's excellent. What more do you want from an app? I've told you 1,000 times now. Probably not 1,000 times. Probably like 100 or something times maybe. I don't know. Either way, it's a lot of times. So if you've not downloaded it yet, go and do it. It's brilliant. I promise you. But today we're going to look forward to this mammoth game of football. It's big, it's huge, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. We all know it's an absolutely massive game at the moment, and it's a game that should actually be quite exciting. Like, both teams playing good football. I think Chelsea will come to the Etihad and try and score, and they'll try attack us, which is going to be interesting. I have also got the views of NiiNii from the Blue Lions TV, a fantastic Chelsea fan channel. That's coming up later on in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that, because it's a really good channel, genuinely. He's very calm, very rational, and talks about football as a fan, as opposed to someone who just likes to shout and rant. It's great. I love him. Great guy. So look out for that later on in the video. But for now, we're going to actually talk about basically the team news a little bit. Guardiola did give us the good news that Ederson is back. Though I can't find any quotes about David Silva, interestingly. Though I do think he'll probably be available for this game because he was back in training before the Liverpool game. So I suspect he's probably okay for this one. But Ederson being back is obviously absolutely huge. He's just his presence in general, his demeanour in that team, and the confidence that he instills in the back four, and the fact that he's just so good and so intrinsical to our style of play. That's obviously absolutely huge news. David Silva, I hope he's back as well. We don't know on that because he wasn't confirmed. I'm sure someone must have asked him, but I can't see that in any previews anywhere. He also gave a little bit of an update on Leroy Sané and Lampard, and it's what we thought it was going to be basically. They're going to be out for some time. They're going to be out for like another 2 months or maybe 3 months. So we're looking like maybe at very best February there, if we're being totally honest, which is what we all probably really expected. And it's what I think it's a shame. It's a shame, obviously. The idea of Laporte being back quicker would have been lovely, but it's just not going to happen. We're going to have to make do. We're going to have to continue kind of getting through this kind of dodgy spell with a lack of defenders and all that kind of thing. But it is what it is. Guardiola apparently was in a chirpy mood in a press conference, by far the chirpiest he's been this season, which maybe means he's had a nice break somewhere, which is good during the international break. Sometimes you need to take your mind off things. And hopefully it's a good omen for where the squad is at ahead of this game, because I feel like he might feel quite defiant. And I feel like maybe a little bit of time to think post-Liverpool game has maybe calmed his expectations a little bit. He also made this really interesting comment about Frank Lampard. He said he's a very good manager. He said he's in that great stage of his career when he can do no wrong, when you're young and you keep winning and no one criticises you. He said as you get a bit older, which I obviously referred to himself, you can't really win in terms of regardless of what you do, people expect it and therefore treat you in a very different way. So I think he's aware of his kind of status in the game and that maybe it's a little bit of a thankless task at times, but that's just kind of part of the course. It comes with the territory of being Manchester City manager and having the ability that he does. It's one of those things, when he's that great, people take him for granted a little bit. But onto this game, I'm hoping in general that we see a bit of a reaction. And I don't really see any reason why we won't. And I'm wondering if he thinks that this is the kind of perfect game to kind of get the team back firing. Because they've all been away for international duty, so they're all kind of refreshed. They've all been thinking about things other than Manchester City, which is really useful. Because sometimes the last thing you want to see is another team coming up in the Premier League. And sometimes stepping away from it kind of resets you mentally. I know personally that's how I feel. I went on holiday during that break for a little break in New York and walked around a little bit, and it did feel like it kind of distracted me from the football nonsense, which is kind of nice. Sometimes you need that, and I suspect Guardiola probably feels the same way. I reckon we will get a reaction from this team. In terms of the actual 11, I reckon we'll see it'll be Ederson in goal, of course. We have got a few options now in defence at the moment because some players are coming back. Mendy was involved with France during the international break, so I got a feeling he might start this game. I think he probably will start this game, in fact. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Angelino, but I think it probably will be Mendy given the fact that he is back and he played for France during the international break. And then the kind of centre-backs, at the moment they kind of pick themselves. I'm not the biggest fan of Fernandinho centre-back. I think he's okay, but he's kind of the best we've got at the moment given Otamendi's form. So I think it will be Fernandinho alongside John Stones. And John Stones needs to step up in this game. He needs to have a big game. And then at right back, it could be Joao Cancelo, but I think it'll be Kyle Walker. I think we'll go for someone who's reliable in this situation. I think Kyle Walker will play this game. The Chelsea are very good out wide. They're very good going forward. A lot of their good moments kind of come from their wingers and the wide men. So I think we'll look to kind of close it down. And I think Walker's experience will be very useful. I think the midfield kind of really picks itself. Potentially, it depends if David Silva's fit. If David Silva is fit, then maybe I can see him starting alongside Kevin De Bruyne. If not, it'll obviously be Ilkay Gundogan. But I think we all know it's going to be Rodri at the heart of midfield. So Rodri will start there. Bernardo is, of course, banned, which is a bit of a shame. But Bernardo would have been starting. But as he's not available, it's going to be the kind of obvious front line. Sterling will play, probably Sergio Aguero, and then Riyad Mahrez. It's kind of obvious. Gabriel Jesus could start, but I just can't see it. I think in big games, he tends to like his big players, and it doesn't really get many bigger than Sergio Aguero. He's the kind of guy who will do something. But what I really want from this team is a reaction. And I suspect and I hope we will see it. But anyway, I'm going to pass you over to NiiNii now.
Hey Man City fans, I'm here to let you guys know what to expect from us in tomorrow's game. Now, one thing you definitely need to expect from us is intensity and effort. We're a team that don't like to rest. We'll be in your faces non-stop. The games against Liverpool earlier this season was a testament to how we're going to approach the game against you guys in tomorrow's game. Now, the 4 key players you need to pay attention to will be Cover, Reece, Emerson and Jorginho, because these four players are our most press-resistant players. Up against you guys, who are renowned for your intensity, your ability to close down spaces and win turnovers of possession, it's going to be really important that we have the players to stem the tides. Now, down the flanks in particular is an area in which we're going to focus so much of our attacks down. With you guys and how you like to use your inverted fullbacks, it means that you do become susceptible to attacks down the flanks. Now, our main player that you guys need to focus on in tomorrow's game is going to be Kovacic in midfield. With Kova this season, he basically is our Frankie de Jong. He's so press resistant, he's so unique in that role he plays, and he's going to be the main player to help us transition from defence to attack. Him alongside Jorginho, who play very close to each other, have been excellent at bypassing the press, and they do that with their great technical skills and their ability to play passing combinations between each other. The beauty of doing this is that it frees up all the spaces between the lines, that no man's land area, which is important for guys like your Williams, your Mason Mounts. We're going to find those good positions between the lines, and with all that space available, it means that the spaces are open for players to carry the ball, and that's the most important thing. With guys like Korver running at you, Kante, Mason Mount and Willian in particular, that form of attack is going to be key in disorganising your defensive shape. And of course, when you have a Tammy Abraham, someone that's so mobile, someone that can come short, someone that can hold the ball up, someone that can make runs in behind, he's going to be crucial in helping create those spaces between the lines. It's not going to be a simple game, you guys. I think the main disadvantage we do have is that we do have mistakes in us at times. It does come down from, I'd say, a lack of experience. And of course, another issue we do have is that for the opportunities we create, we don't consistently put the ball in the back of the net. We're a team that needs to create 5 good opportunities before we score a goal. Of course, we're still young. We'll get better at that. And of course, if we don't punish you by putting those efforts in the back of the net, then of course it's going to be an even harder game against you guys in tomorrow's game. But you know what? I'm expecting to see a great game of football, a great tactical battle between Lampard and Pep Guardiola. That's it from me, you guys. If you want to hear my match preview, you'll find it on Blue Lines TV. And on that note, you guys, I'm moving it straight back to your esteemed company. You can take it from there.
Cheers for that. As I said, he's a fantastic Chelsea fan, a great channel, very measured and very calm in his predictions of games, as you can see there. Go and give him a subscribe and go and watch his preview. I did a long video of him on his channel talking about the game, and there's loads of insight there and all that kind of stuff. He's a good channel. Go subscribe to him. There'll be a link at the end of this video, of course. And he's right to feel relatively confident. I think he's right to say it will be a good game of football. They have got a very exciting team at the moment. We're in this really weird kind of alternate universe where Chelsea are popular again, which I never thought would see happen. They've always been quite unpopular, but they've got a bunch of young players that are very likeable, and I do think they'll cause some problems. I think what the best thing that could be for us is that they go at us, because I think in that circumstance, usually when teams go at us, we can usually outplay them, and they'll create space defensively. They do concede goals as well. They're not great defensively. They're just very good going forward. So hopefully we can kind of get at their backline. It'd make a change as well from like Conte's teams or whatever, usually been quite negative, and Chelsea were a little bit negative against us last season as well, from what I can recall. So it'll make a change for an open game at the Etihad, hopefully. It isn't going to be easy. They have got the players that can hurt us. I'm a big fan in general of what Lampard's done with that team. Like Jorginho's settled now. Kante's got like a really interesting new role. Seeing some of the youth players kind of get involved in that team, like of Reece James, Tamori, Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount. It's exciting. It is exciting. It's good to see that these young players can be useful to the team and can get a go. So I don't begrudge them so far. The fact that they are above us in the league. You know, they've won 6 games in a row in the league. They are the form team in this game, and they'll fancy their chances, and rightfully so, because they're a team that are young, that are confident, and that's quite a potent combination sometimes. That youthfulness basically equates to a lack of fear. When you've got that confidence on your side as well, they've got absolutely nothing to lose from this game, because no one really expects them to beat Manchester City. So as a result, we're in for a bit of a battle, but this could make a cracking game, and I do think we will get a reaction. I think genuinely, as I was saying on NiiNii's channel, this preview, going away to Anfield is kind of an anomaly for us. We could win like 15 games in a row, and I'd still expect us to lose at Anfield. So it's almost like, even though our form hasn't been great, it doesn't feel like our form was a result. The Anfield game was a result of our form. It felt like it was just going to happen anyway, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It feels predictable, basically. So it's hard to take that in the greater context of things, that result, and kind of put it somewhere to indicate what's going to happen. As a result, this game, I think we will get a reaction. I feel confident. As it currently stands, I feel confident. I feel like we will see a team that's focused, we'll see a team that's organised and fresh. I'm going to hopefully go for a 2-1 win. Fingers crossed. It could be absolutely any score. Guys, that's just my preview. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the game, how it's going to go, how you want to see the team line up. Go and subscribe to NiiNii's channel. Like, comment, all the usual stuff down on football. And I'll see you after the game for match reaction, nervously.